Hi, everyone, and welcome to For the Girls with Becca Moore. I'm Becca Moore, and today I'm going to be giving you guys some dating advice, and I'm so unqualified to be doing this, but here I go. I don't give good advice at all. I asked on Instagram for your dating advice questions. I do want to give a disclaimer. I'm definitely not qualified to be giving WLW dating advice. That's women loving women. If you were uneducated, now you know. I'm definitely a little bit more well versed on dating men just because this is my first lesbian relationship that I've ever been in. So I don't really know a lot. And to be honest, I don't really know a lot about men either. Actually, I know too much about men. So I did a question box on Instagram and you guys obviously came through with some really good questions that I will just get into. I had a bunch of updates for you guys throughout the week on like my life in general, and I keep meaning to write them down, and I forgot to every single time. Getting my hair done on Wednesday. Do you guys care about that? But yeah, I'm also getting Botox. Only my masseters, hopefully in the next couple of days. If you don't know what masseters are, it's like these muscles right here. I get Botox there. You can tell kind of the difference between when I started versus before I started because my face is so much rounder. I clench my teeth while I'm sleeping, I guess. Just so annoying. But yeah, I guess I do that. So I get Botox in order to make my face like. Also, I get headaches, but it's like it changes my face shape. I love it. And I don't really get. Okay, that's not a lie. I got Botox like 6 months ago on my forehead, but it like makes one of my eyes bigger than the other every single time. And I know I wasn't born with one eye bigger than the other. And it lasts for like forever. So I'm like letting that finally fade right now. It's called ptosis. I don't know if you guys care. I'm just letting you know my cosmetic updates. But yeah, it's called ptosis where one eye is like kind of stuck in a weird position and it bothers me so much. And yeah, I got my nails done yesterday. They're red, in case you care. So let's get into the dating questions. Now that I talked about my Botox. How do you become better at not being the anxious attachment style? So I do think I was anxious attachment in high school until I was like maybe like 19 or 20, where it did feel life or death if the person I really liked, the guy I liked me back. Like I was always like inducing anxiety in myself. I was always wanting them to just forming like insane crushes on people that probably still don't know that I had crushes on them, and then deciding that my entire day depended on if this person was giving me attention or not. So that didn't fade away until I became more confident in myself. So for me, it was a problem in my like self-worth, and like I wanted a guy to like save me, you know? I don't know if you guys have, not to plug my last previous episode, but I do talk about like my insane party phase like 2 episodes ago. And I think it kind of just explains a lot. I was going through a lot at the time, which made me more anxious in relationships. But the thing is, like, I don't think the guys that I was dating or talking to or like making out with knew that I was anxiously attached. Like I was stoic about it in the sense that I wouldn't like let them know I had feelings for them. So I would be like just suffering all day, just suffering, like wanting this person to like me back, but not like I was never like blowing up anyone's phone. I was just obsessed with this guy that I was just Snapchatting, and like we never texted. We were Snapchatting every day, like for like the entire school year. We wouldn't talk in person. We would see each other at parties, still not talk. But then he would Snapchat me and then like say he like wished that we hooked up or something like that. And like I became, just because it was such weirdly like a constant in my life, like we would just talk so much over Snapchat. Like I don't know. My day was dependent on if this guy was talking to me, for my entire senior year. And then I was at OU and I was dating my pizza boss, but I was like, if you don't know that story, you know that story at this point if you watch my podcast. But yeah, I was dating my pizza boss, and I was still thinking about this guy. Like I was just anxious about this guy because I wanted his approval because he was just like a popular guy. And he was like funny. So I it was like a goal that like I knew I wouldn't be able to obtain. Like I knew this guy, he told me he wasn't looking for a relationship. Like I didn't ask him, but like we would play like truth on Snapchat and stuff. So I knew he wasn't ready for a relationship. So he's like a perfect target for me. I was like, I can just convince this guy that me and him belong together. He was like a constant in my life. We were always Snapchatting. And he didn't know that I liked him that much. So flash forward to today, or like a year and a few months ago, which would have been 7 years after me and him were like Snapchatting. He invited me to go to a wedding with him in Ohio, and I went. It was just like a fun thing to do. I was already going to be in Ohio during that month, so it was perfect. I went to this wedding, and it like healed a part of me because that 18 to 19-year-old version of myself was like so obsessed with this guy. Decided that my entire life will be okay if I can just get this guy to like me. And I realized like I never needed this guy to like me. Spoiler alert, I mean, we never dated. But anyway, I would like tell him the story. Like I joked about it. I was like, I want to say his name so bad. It starts with a J. I'll just say, Jason, I was so obsessed with you when I was 18 and 19. And he was like, I don't know if he was lying, but he was like, Becca, I literally never knew. I never knew. You barely talked. Like, well, I talked to him a lot. I mean, anytime he would Snapchat me, I was Snapchatting him all night, but I wasn't texting him out of the blue, being like, do you want to hang out? But I don't think he ever knew that I was obsessed with him. I was just turning in onto myself. Like, I was just like, ugh, like so sad when he wouldn't talk to me, and it was just making my own life miserable. But anyway, going to that wedding with him like healed something in me because I was like, oh my God, he's a great guy. He's a nice guy. Great guy for anyone who decides to ever date him. Actually, I think he has a girlfriend now. I don't know. He posted something for National Boyfriend Day or whatever. But he wasn't my guy. Like I knew he wasn't it was just a random person that I decided was going to be my ticket to like a good relationship. Like I don't want to date anyone except for this guy. Even if I had other guys like asking me out, like I just like basically like as if I'm like in Twilight or whatever, I like imprinted on him. I was like, this is the guy that I need. He wasn't even giving me anything to like be attached to. Granted, okay, I'll just be honest. He did take my virginity. He took my virginity, but I wanted to do it. Like we would hook up. We hooked up every weekend. I was 18. I thought maybe that would like make him love me if he took my virginity. What? All it did was make me love him, obviously. And yeah, that was a crazy time in my life. When I realized that I have inherent, is that how you say that word? I had inherent self-worth. I didn't need to be, my self-worth never depended on this guy liking me back. Outside forces cause a guy to be ready for a relationship, to be interested in you, to, you know what I mean? Like there's like a thing I learned from Shellen Lester. I don't know if you guys know who Shellen Lester is, but she's like this advice girl on YouTube. She always talks about guys will like randomly decide that they are ready to be in a relationship, and then they'll just choose. Actually, I wouldn't even argue like only guys. I would say like women too. They are like, okay, I'm ready to be in a relationship. The next person they meet, they will decide to date that person. You know, he was 18. He was an 18-year-old going to college. He wasn't going to date me. Like that wasn't, and that's why I was like, it was just like a dog chasing a car. It was like, what is the dog going to do when it gets to the car? Nothing. It just doesn't know that it's not really what it wants. It's just trying it. Like it's addictive to like strive for something that you know you can't have, and it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy, and that's like satisfying to your brain because it's like I knew that I just need to be better. Like I knew that like I think it just spoke to like me wanting to be better, and it was like proving to my brain that I'm not good enough, so which is such a terrible way to like think. So a lot of people that are anxious are just like it's coming from like a place of like almost desperation to like feel better, and like putting a lot of weight on a person that has nothing to do with your internal problems. And it's placing your internal problems on something external that you can't control. Like you can't make someone like you. So it's like, it's going to be satisfying to someone for if you don't want a problem to be solved. So the only thing you can do, it's so annoying, but you literally have to like be confident. It goes back to confidence, I think, which goes back to just self-worth. But one thing that helped me was like in college, going to college, in order for me to get over this guy, because he was a constant, even after I broke up with the pizza guy, like I kept hooking up with this guy, and it was like again and again and again, him saying, I'm still not ready for, like, I'm never going to date you. He ended up having to tell me that one time. And we had been hooking up for like 2 years. So, I mean, I wasn't like being loyal to him. Like I was like, I would have flings with other people, but he had to tell me I'm never going to date you. And it was like a wake up call in my brain. And then I went back to school, and then I was like, oh my God, that guy just wasn't the right guy for me. I started to feel better about myself because I just was like, okay, well, I understand that it's never going to work with this guy. So I'm just going to like have fun with my friends then. And I did do things that like validated myself and my brain by changing the way I looked. Like I feel like I was pretty my freshman year of college, but I didn't feel pretty. So I did things to make myself feel pretty, which was like getting more highlights, which sounds so stupid. I didn't need them, but that like tricked my brain into being like, maybe what would a higher version of myself, how would a higher version of myself react to being treated this way? Like if I was like the perfect version of myself, I would not tolerate being treated badly by Jason. So that allowed, and when I felt like a higher version of myself, because I had gotten highlights, because I had like learned to do my makeup better, and this is like my sophomore year of college, but I also like made better friends. Like I had more friends. I was having fun living in my sorority house. I was way less interested in Jason. So when he came to visit my college, I was less interested in like going home with him, even though I was like really the only person he knew. Not really. That's not accurate. Sorry, Jason, if you're watching this. But yeah, like I was just less interested. So I mean, I don't know your situation. I don't know if you're dating someone and you are anxious in your relationship, but I would say like, are you just placing all of your problems on an external person in order to like self-fulfill a prophecy of like you being like, no one's ever gonna love me enough, you know? And I think you have to like kind of like fix it in yourself. I mean, you should read the book Attachment, but I'm sure you already have if you feel like you have an anxious attachment style, but that one really does heal you. All I'm saying is I used to be anxious, and now I swung all the way to the other side to avoid it. So there's hope. I'm getting more to secure now, but this doesn't have to be your story. You don't have to keep telling yourself I'm anxious. You can just be like, what is really the problem here? Like why do I do the things I do? Why am I like placing so much weight on this one person to make me feel better? At least that's what it was for me. I don't know if you're in a relationship or not. I'm just saying in general, if you feel like you're an anxious attachment style, that doesn't have to be your story. Like you don't have to be like, I'm sorry, I called you 40 times in a row. I'm just anxious. Like that shouldn't be an excuse for anything. You should be like definitely working on yourself and being like, why did I call this person 40 times, you know? And I've made mistakes. Like I've drunk called random exes that I've had, and I'm like, that was embarrassing, but I'm not blaming it on an attachment style. Like I've just noticed that's like a discourse that people have to like, it's like an excuse people use to explain away their shitty behavior, you know? But I think you should just challenge yourself to be cooler than that. Like it's not cool to be it's not your fault. I was anxious too, but it doesn't feel good. So you should strive to like be the highest version of yourself and be like, what would she do? How would she be treated in a relationship? What traits in someone would she look for in a relationship? And then follow that. By the way, I did not have these conscious thoughts at 19 years old. Like I wasn't thinking this way. I didn't like suddenly become enlightened. My little brother says he's enlightened, which is kind of funny, but it's so weird. I don't know if he's okay. I didn't like just randomly like one day wake up and be like, I'm looking back on my life and like noticing that that is what happened that led me to be more confident, is that I just happened to get like highlights, like blonde highlights, and that like, and like better friend, like I just had a happier era of life. And then I suddenly, the anxiety in relationships faded away. So I don't know if you got anything from that, but there you go. But it does come back. It does randomly like flash. I mean, I feel like in different relationships, I am a different attachment style in that relationship. Like if I'm being too avoidant in a relationship, then it's like, maybe I just like don't like this person, you know? But if I'm being like too anxious, I'm like, okay, this person is definitely not the person for me. So yeah, you can also like look at that in a relationship. Like you get to make a choice. You are not stuck in this relationship. You are not stuck in this attachment style. How to start talking to someone you've never really talked to before. They gave context that they are in a high school setting. Okay, make eye contact with them. And then I used to say maybe like find something that you guys have in common. Or no, just make eye contact with, if you're in high school, make eye contact with them, but don't be like staring at them. Do not be staring at them. And laugh at the things they say, but not too much. Not too much. Use your judgment. I believe that you are a sane person. And find something in common with them. Like if they make a joke, I think you should laugh. But what if they don't make jokes? Oh my God, you guys, high school, I don't remember Snapchat. Are you guys on Snapchat? You could add them on Snapchat. Does that help? I feel like I answered that pretty well, actually. How to hit on a girl when everyone thinks you're straight. That's when you have to be like bold. Like you actually have to put an effort, which is so annoying. I literally know. Oh, you have to like DM them or something. That's what I did to Shannon and it worked. I DM'd her. Actually, she didn't answer the first time I DM'd her, but at least it like planted a seed, you know? If you believe that people think you're straight, I do think that you have to make the first move. Because Shannon would not have if she thought it was straight, so she wasn't flirting with me, you know? So you have to be a little bit extra flirty. And a normal person will appreciate that. I don't think you don't have to worry about, especially a girl, like you don't have to worry about them getting creeped out. How do you know when people are being genuine with you? Everyone's so good at faking. If you have a feeling that people are being fake with you, like I'm assuming like people that you're dating, you're definitely dating the wrong people. Just get a different type of person to date. If that's like a track record that you have. Like, for example, when I was dating a bunch of like athletes, I was getting the same result over. Not that I dated a bunch of athletes, but I liked a few athletes in my life. And the end of the story was always the same thing, you know? So it was like them being like really shady and like, I don't know. There was definitely a through line of like a bad ending, you know, with athletes. So I just started dating a different type of person and then I had different results, you know? I feel like that's just an easy fix for a lot of problems in dating. Like you can just switch your type. You can just try dating a different type of guy. Or girl, obviously. I switched to a different gender. Not on purpose, but I'm just saying. I've had a different result. The person I like just got in a relationship. How do I get over it? Oh my God. I hate this feeling. I remember it very, very well. So there's really nothing you can do. Literally, there's nothing you can do. Do not talk to them. Do not reach out. Let it go. In the past, I don't want to like give a definitive statement and be like, they will come back because I don't know. That's all I know is that one line that you said, but like, it depends on how old you are. That's like scary part when you get older and older. Sometimes it ends in marriage. So I'm sorry, that was depressing. But anyway, when I was younger though, when I was like actually my whole dating life, so like 14 to like I don't even know. There have been exceptions. I'm just saying, usually the relationship will end. So you have to wait it out. But do not wait for that person. Date other people. Don't reach out to them. Move on in your mind. Like, close that chapter in your mind as if it's a book and be like, okay, goodbye. And move on with your life for now, you know? You have to move on. I'm sorry. I know. But you cannot, like, don't hold out hope that they will break up. You literally just have to, you genuinely have to move on. There's nothing else you can do. Do not interfere. Do not interfere. Is it a deal breaker if your partner won't allow you to follow them on social media? Yes. What do you do when you're having a hard time meeting people? Please, no apps. Make eye contact with people. Wherever you go, make eye contact with people. One boring thing that people always say is like join clubs. Ugh. I don't want to join a club. I never wanted to. Joining a club has never been something that I will ever be like, oh my God, let me go join this club. But I guess that works for some people. I don't know. That is not my thing. So yeah, make eye contact with people while you're walking on the street. Or not, well, you have to use your judgment. Make sure that they're normal. Also though, like if you are in a restaurant or a bar, definitely like that's your time to shine. Go on more social outings with your friends, like say yes to everything. Like you have to commit to just agreeing to do things. Like I wouldn't have met my girlfriend if I didn't agree. I almost didn't agree to do that music video because I was like, this is going to last a whole day. I mean, I loved Zolita's music. I love you, Zoe. I'm so happy I went. Obviously, my entire life changed because I decided to say yes to doing that music video that I met my girlfriend at. And it was just random. I didn't meet Shannon on an app. And I almost said no because I was like, this is going to be an entire day. I'm not going to get paid. And it's going to be like, I'm not going to know anyone there. And I'm nervous. But a lot of people that meet people just say yes to things. So I think you just have to do that. So yeah. What to do if other girls want him, but you are just talking to him? So I'm guessing you're not exclusive. Literally, you have to be so confident. Like do not bring this up to him. Do not. Because then his little ego, especially because he's a boy, his ego will be through the roof. And it's going to be hell to date him from there on out. Do not bring it up to him that you are concerned about the other girls. Instead, flip it in your mind and be like, he should be worried about me and what I'm doing. Because I have a life. And I have people in my phone trying to date me. Okay? Until you're exclusive, you are allowed to do whatever you want. Do not be overly showy about it and be like, oh my God, I'm dating all of these people. Don't be too obvious about it. But definitely flip it in your brain so that you remember that you are the prize and you're the important one and you're the girl, which is way cooler than being the guy. So you are the star of the relationship. If you are dating all heterosexual people, if you are a girl dating a guy, I guess that is heterosexual. That's the definition of heterosexual. If you are a girl dating a guy, first of all, I'm sorry. Second of all, you are the star of the show. So act like it. You are the prize. You are the teddy bear that the claw clip, it's hard to get the teddy bear from the claw clip. And it takes forever to get a good teddy bear. And usually they get, even if the claw clip gets something, it's usually the stupidest, no. I'm not saying any girls are stupid. I'm talking about teddy bear. I was thinking about teddy bears too much. Usually it's a weird teddy bear that no one wanted. But if you're writing in, I already know that you're cool. I mean, I'm biased, but you are the prize. You are the cutest teddy bear. You are the cutest teddy bear in the vending machine. You're not worried about him. Oh, I wish I got one of the other teddy bears. Even though I got this one, it took me forever to get this one. And it's so awesome and cute because but you're the main teddy bear. Did someone knock on my door? I don't know why, someone knocking on my door is the scariest thing. But yeah, you are the main teddy bear. You're the important teddy bear. You're not concerned with the other teddy bears that he didn't get because he's talking to you. Why would you be concerned about that? Focus on yourself, focus on your life, focus on feeling as hot and as cool and as smart as you can because you are all of those things. You're not concerned. That's not even a thought that obviously you're human and it's going to cross your mind, but like don't dwell on that. Do not let it affect your relationship because then his ego is going to be through the roof and he's going to be so annoying. Oh my God. Jesus. Like, it's just too much. Men have everything. They don't need to know that you think other girls want him. Blech. That is my nightmare, dating a guy that feels that way about himself. Do not let a man feel that way about himself. Don't even joke about it. Do not even joke about it. Not even when you're married. If you're married to a man and you say, all the girls wanted you, all the girls want you, you're done. Divorce Central, that's what's coming your way because you know how men's brains work. The joke should be, I had so many guys that wanted to date me. You're welcome. You know what I mean? You can do that. Okay? There you go. Best way to stay in control of an office crush. Want to keep the fun flirting, but not lose myself in it. Why? Okay, I'm not the person to ask. I love an office crush. I've had one every single job I've ever had. I will find an office crush because I'm bored. And I've had probably like 15 jobs. Jobs are boring. You know what's fun? Having a crush. So I will create one in my head wherever I go. I guess I can't really relate to this question. I've never, ever, 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 ever had the concern, I better not lose control while having this crush because I'm always like, I want to lose control of my job having this crush. I don't care about anything else. You know? So I say go full speed. Again, I'm not the person to ask about this. I love coworkers, stuff like that. But when I was single, I missed having an office job because it was so fun having crushes on people. And like when you're like working from home, being a TikToker and you're single, it was so boring. Literally so boring. Terrible. How to turn a situationship into a relationship. Well, it depends. Are you like hooking up? If you're just hooking up, you have to be like, look, I have feelings for you at this point, and I'm not going to continue hooking up with you if you don't want a relationship right now. Literally, that's all you have to say. And then actually like do it with your chest and stop hooking up with him or her if they say, okay, I don't want to date right now. If you are like going on dates, then you just kind of have to like play it cool in that case. And like if you are a girl dating a guy, let them kind of set the pace. But if it's taking like 4 months or 4 months plus, that's when you definitely should say something and be like, I think you should be like, what are we? Say it in different words that sound cooler because guys at this point have like learned that what are we makes girls sound crazy in their head. But I don't even think it's a crazy question to ask. Like, I think it's just like literally being like, I'm bored and I want to date other people if we're not going to be in a relationship, you know? So yeah, you don't have to say the words, what are we? Don't say the words, what are we actually, because men like joke about that too much, you know? Be like, just say it in like a synonym, like, so what are we doing? Like, are you dating other people? Because if you are, I want to date other people too. And just make it, remember, you are the teddy bear that got chosen. You know what I mean? You are the teddy bear that everyone wanted, right? So if we have that mindset that we are the teddy bear that everyone wants, what would the teddy bear that everyone wants say to the person that is considering choosing them, you know? Because you know there are a bunch of other people on the market that would love to have you as a teddy bear. So what would you say? What would you say? You would say, I have a lot of other options right now. I don't know whose home I want to go home to. I don't know because I'm just a cute little teddy bear. And I have a lot of people that want to adopt me out there. There's a lot. I see them every day. So you let me know. What is the benefit of having you as the home that I go to as a teddy bear? You know? Let me know. Because that will base my decision. And in a home, I want to know that you are the only, okay, this metaphor is going on for a really long time, but you want to know that this person is a valid option and you're not wasting your time. Boring. It's not exciting to waste your time. It's boring. 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 It's not fun it's not sneaky and fun. Well, I mean, sometimes it is. I was going to say it's not sneaky and fun to like hook up with someone. It depends on what you want. If you want a relationship and you said you do not settle for just hooking up, and do not think, because I did it. I did that thing where remember Jason from earlier story? I was hooking up with him for 2 years. That is a lot of years. I know that 2 is one of the lowest numbers. You have only 2 below that, 0 and 1. But that's too many, too many. Do not turn into me and hook up with someone for 2 years, hoping that one day they will want to have a relationship with you, and then end up not ever having a relationship with that person. Boring. That wasn't fun. Well, it was fun for like the first 10 times because I was like 18. But then it wasn't anymore. And then, you know what was more fun? Being taken on dates by like guys that were like super hot. Not that Jason wasn't hot, but like I was being like courted by like normal guys that were normal and treated me like a normal person. And that was fun. It wasn't fun to be like texting my friends, guys, I know I told you I wouldn't hook up with them anymore, and then them all talking shit behind my back, probably. Never confirmed. I'm just saying they probably were all like, why does she still, it's been 2 years, Becca. Stop hooking up with Jason. Stop giving him 1,100 chances to prove you wrong. Stop like letting him hit on you at the bar, buy you one drink, and then agree to like hang out with him at his parents' house, you know? Shout out to his parents because they were very sweet. Met them at the wedding. I really hope they don't watch this. Anyway, a lot of questions are like how to find a boyfriend or a girlfriend. That is like the majority. Like that's a bunch of things wrapped up into one. This is what I'll do. I will go back and remember all the times that I did end up with a boyfriend or girlfriend and what was the common thread between them. Let me think for 1 second and I'll be back to you. Give me 1 second. Okay, so in every time I've entered like a dating phase, like a serious dating phase or a real relationship, I was like in a powerful state of mind, kind of like I wasn't perfect. I wasn't like, oh my God, like everything in my life is perfect right now, because it never was and it never has been and it never will be perfect. Like you cannot be perfect. But every single time I was at like an exciting time of my life. Like for when I started dating, I mean, turns out he ended up being like a bad boyfriend, bad relationship. But when I started dating the hockey guy, it was like I was like excited because I had just moved to Nashville and like things were like fun, you know? When I started to date Shannon, I was like, oh my God, I feel like cute right now. Like I felt like I had more in my life put together when I met Shannon, and I was like ready for a relationship. It just was all me but I wasn't perfect. I'm still not perfect. We just started dating. Well, we've been dating for a little bit now, but, yeah, like every time it was like I had just like let go of something that didn't serve me every single time, every single one, every relationship that I've been in, it was like me letting go of something that didn't serve me, like usually a person, like me finally being like, okay, I have to let go of this person that isn't right for me. And then it's like the universe just handed me something better. So, I think if you're holding on to something mentally that like is like holding you back, like maybe you're nervous to like go on out and be social, you have to let go of something that and be like, oh, fine, I gotta go do social things, not in the hopes that you will meet someone, but like literally just to make your life better. Because if you don't want to meet someone, you don't want to meet the right person and show a bad side of yourself. Like you want to feel like you are ready to meet them, and that you like, for example, okay, here's a good thing, not a good thing, but like here's a good piece of advice. Like if you are at the grocery store and like you don't feel cute and you see a really cute person, like a really hot girl or guy walking, and you don't feel like a good version of yourself, like you're wearing like, oh my God, I'm wearing like my ugly t-shirt and like gross like athletic shorts, and you see a hot person, you're going to ignore them. You're like, every time when I was single, when I would see like a really hot, because I thought I liked guys at the time, which I do, but like I was only interested in men. Every time I saw a hot guy and I didn't look what I thought was hot, I would ignore them and like want to be away from them, which doesn't serve anyone. By the way, what were they wearing? I don't even remember or know. They didn't even have to be wearing something good. Hotness and like you feeling hot does not have to depend on what you're wearing, your state of mind, how you view yourself in that moment. Like you have to pull it if you see someone you're attracted to, and not to give you tough love, but like even if you're wearing a really ugly outfit, you have to pull it together. Even if you're so hungover, you have makeup smeared down your face, go like this real quick, get it off, and then plan a route to like walk past them in the grocery store and have your shoulders back and like make eye contact with them. And like, no matter how bad you look, like there's no way you look that bad. Like don't let your mind be like, oh my God, I'm too nervous. Like make eye contact with someone really hot right now. Whatever. Do you think they care? No. Do you think they care what t-shirt you're wearing? No. You literally have to like force yourself into feeling confident, and you have to fake it. Like I think that is what causes a lot of misconnections, is that one person like is hiding from the other person because they like just don't feel brave enough to like do something bold or like make or laugh at like someone's joke. Like they don't feel worthy. Like they're like, oh my God, no, not right now. Like that's what so many rom-coms are. It's like, ugh, I don't even know. No, I don't even feel like talking about rom-coms. But yeah, you have to like present yourself as if you believe, even if you don't believe that you look good, you just have to pretend like you look good in your head. Pretend like you think you look good. So I think that is a big part of it, why people aren't meeting people organically like in the wild, because they just don't feel like confident. Like one person has to, like if you don't want to be on the apps, you're gonna have to talk to people then. You choose one. You choose one terrible, terrible thing, because both of them are terrible, terrible things. It's so annoying to be on the dating apps. It's so annoying to have to like be brave and talk to someone in real life. If you're in a college, I really think that college was like the best time to organically meet people, and high school too, because you're like forced to be in classes with people. Newsflash, people, that doesn't happen after college ends. You have to put yourself into positions where you are going to meet people, and you're not going to do that if you're staying inside I know, like I honestly stay inside a lot, but I have a girlfriend now, so I have an excuse. Okay, you're not going to be able to do that if you don't leave your house. Not to give you tough love, and I know it like feels like a splinter, and like when I was single, I would stay in my house all the time, like and I was working from home, boring, but yeah, I ended up like going to social things and then meeting people. So that is how, I mean, I did meet this one guy off of a dating app. That only happened one time where I was like, oh my God, I actually liked someone from a dating app, you know? And yeah, anyway, most of the people that I've dated or really liked were people that I met in real life, except for Instagram. So never mind. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you're anti-dating app and you're like complaining about being single, you literally have to be social. A lot of questions about being bi and like wanting to get a girl's attention. It depends on how comfortable you are being bold. You have to be flirty though, and I know it's like not innate in girls to be like flirty with a woman. I mean, no, not even flirty with a woman, but like be the flirty one, because usually guys are the ones that like hit on people. So when you're like dating women and you are a woman, it's like, who's gonna flirt? Who's gonna take the lead, or like be the confident person for a second and be like, hey, I think you're hot. I knew that I had to be the one to like do that in my relationship this time, because it was, if I didn't do it, I think she would have thought I was straight. And a lot of people assume that people are straight unless there's like an obvious thing. Like, don't be creepy, but like like if you see a girl that you are attracted to, at least like get their name, like figure out their name, and then you can like DM them on Instagram later. But like, just, you have to be an active participant in your dating life if you want to meet a girl that you think. And there's no shortage of girls that like girls, especially if you live in a big city. There is no shortage, and people are realizing at a rapid rate that they are either gay or bi. So your chances are, this is a great time to be gay. I'm just saying, a lot of more people are being gay right now. A lot more people are tapping into that part of themselves. So the chances are good. No one's gonna think you're creepy. It's 2024. You're fine. Hopefully, unless you're in the South. I don't really know about the South. I have not been really to the South that much, except for when I lived in Nashville. But yeah, I think you're fine. Like, I don't think anyone will think you're creepy. You don't have to be worried about people thinking you're creepy as long as you're not being creepy. DMing someone, saying hi to someone, being like, why do I think you're hot? In person. You can say that in person. Not that I ever want to be brave enough, but I'm just saying that's a good idea if you have the courage. Those things aren't creepy. You have the right to flirt. You have the right to be hot. Even if you don't feel like you're actually hot, you have the right to fake it. Okay? Random ADHD update, because I'm thinking about my ADHD right now. I have found a psychiatrist. Oh wait, I already told you guys that last week. Damn it. I thought I would I thought this was going to be a big update for you guys. Like, I found a psychiatrist. I haven't made the appointment yet though. So I don't know. I just am like happy that I at least know of a psychiatrist and I don't have to Google ADHD psychiatrist, but I haven't made the appointment yet. And I've known about the psychiatrist for a week now. So I made the appointment. It is becoming a more and more pressing issue as my life gets busier. I just feel I'm in a very busy season of my life right now, randomly, which I'm grateful for. And I think I'm used to, like, a year ago, my life was not this busy. Like, first of all, I wasn't in a relationship. Second of all, when you're in a relationship, your life gets busier because you don't only have one social life. So this is a downside in case you're an introvert complaining about being single. Here's the downside to being in a relationship if you're an introvert. I'm not an introvert, by the way. I'm just saying maybe this will make you guys feel better a little bit. Your social life becomes not only your social life, but theirs too. Like, you have two social lives. I feel like I'm Shannon's plus one to, like, so many things. So, like, it's kind of like doubled the amount of social events I go to in a week. And on top of that, which I want to be going to those things because whatever. But on top of that, then, like, I have this podcast now, so that takes up like 2 work days a week usually. And which it shouldn't. I'm have to hire people. Like, it's so crazy. But then, like, work has just taken off lately. And, like, a year ago, I wasn't in a relationship. I wasn't doing all this work stuff. I didn't have a podcast. And I was, like, really, like, relaxed a lot of the time. And, like, I mean, I was anxious about not doing enough. But, like, I don't remember feeling like I have to get things done. Now I have to get things done. So, like, my ADHD is actually an issue right now. I feel like a year ago it didn't really bother me anymore. I mean, at the time, because I was like, whatever. But something has to change I don't know. Anyway. But yeah, like, something has to be a resolution to this issue because it's, like, limiting the things that I can get done and, like, take on my plate because I'm like, oh God, I know if I take anything else on right now, it's not going to get done. And that's such a terrible way to live life. Like, I want to do more, and I don't want to feel, like, stressed about saying yes to things. So I have to get my ADHD figured out. Just thought you guys should know. What do you do if a guy is acting like he's into you but has a girlfriend? Stay away. Stay away. Stay away. Do not get involved. Don't even bother getting involved. It's not your circus, not your monkeys. If he's, like, outwardly, like, hitting on you in your DMs and you have screenshots, send them to her, send them to the girlfriend. But if it's just, like, just stay away. You know, like, that's the thing. You know, if it's, like, happening to you, it's happening to other girls too, and you don't want to get involved in that. And, like, he will paint you to be crazy if you do end up telling her, so keep that in mind. And proceed with caution. Like, do not get involved. I'm a really big advocate on not getting involved. How to stop thinking about how good the sex was. I'm assuming you kind of probably just recently, like, either broke up or just stopped talking because there's still oxytocin in you. Or, like, you remember the oxytocin. So when you're, like, cuddling with someone or hooking up with someone, your body releases, as women, I don't know about guys, but your body releases oxytocin, and it's like, it, like, plays over and over and over when when they're gone. Like, your body just, like, misses oxytocin. So you need to, like, cuddle someone. Like, maybe if you have a pet. I don't know. You know what I mean, though? It's just oxytocin. So just remember that you're not like, that's not gonna be like the best sex of your life. So you'll be fine. I promise. I'm sorry. How the fuck do I get out of the talking stage? Well, there's only two ways that this could end. You guys break up or you date. So, and if you want to date, you have to take the advice that I just gave you. Like, you have to set a boundary and be like, I'm not hooking up with you. And if this is going nowhere and you want to like have all the benefits of having a girlfriend but not put a title on it, I'm gone, girl or boy. Bye. Bye. How do you deal with jealousy? Well, there's many different types of jealousy. Like, are you dating someone and you're jealous? Or like, are you jealous of like, oh wait, this is a relationship. So I'm just gonna assume you are dating someone and you feel jealous about the people that are around them. I feel like, be honest. I was gonna say, like, I know earlier I said like, don't tell the guy that you are worried about their other options. But if you are in a full relationship with them, you can totally be honest and like, if they're, I mean, wait, okay. I'm thinking through a lens of like me and my relationship now, where it's like super healthy. But maybe in past relationships, I wouldn't have been honest, and I would have kind of like internalized the jealousy and like just let it fuel a different fight, like to find something else to fight about and not be like, I think honesty is the best policy if it's a girl that you're dating and you're a girl. Sorry, my camera overheated and I forget what I was talking about, but this is more important. Make sure you vote. Make sure you register to vote. And definitely be educated on what is going on in the world. I really think a good starter to watch, and this is random for me to be I'm just saying, I really think you should watch the Call Her Daddy episode with the vice president. It's like a good start. If you're not into politics, I think it was a good like a good place to start. In some states, there's only a few days left to register to vote. So just make sure that you're registered. Make sure you vote. Make sure that your voice is heard. You want to like, the message of the Call Her Daddy episode, the reason I'm recommending it is if you're not interested in politics, because I feel like some of my viewers aren't that interested. They talk about like, it is important to not let things happen to you and take action. So you can take action by voting. Another thing is you can also send me questions on forthegirlswithbeccamoore@gmail.com. That is where I do longer advice questions. I usually do that as a segment at every end of every episode. And other than that, rate 5 stars if you love me, or if you don't love me, make sure it's 5. Some of you have not followed that instruction very well, but that's fine. I know where you stand. I get it, but it's ruining the stars that I have on Spotify. I'm just saying. And it hurts my feelings. Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening. And I am going to go to bed because it is 10 something at night. And tomorrow I have to wake up early and get my hair done. So, and then edit this. I love you guys. Goodbye.